from the 114th District. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am not going to say whether I was planning on talking or not, because I'm talking now. And I agree with the comments my colleagues have made, so I will not be repetitive in regards to those. I know, though, that Representative Case was upstairs with me at Autism Day, and we all, no matter which side of the aisle we're on, we hear from people, parents, who have young children that are developmentally disabled. We also hear a lot of parents who have older children who are developmentally disabled, and their struggles on how those children who are now adults are going to live the rest of their lives. We also hear from the elderly, we hear from preschoolers, we hear from schools, we hear from a lot of people, because that's our job, to figure out and listen to what people need and what they want. But unfortunately, from what you've heard, we have a very, very serious budget problem. We have a $3.5 billion deficit we're facing. And I'm glad that the representative from Hamden brought the issue up of the negotiation and the contract 2 years ago, and how wonderful it was, and what an amazing job, and how much savings we got. My head almost exploded when I heard that. Because, as the representative from Bristol mentioned, it wasn't we who supported that. And as you've heard time after time, not because we don't like our employees, but because we simply can't afford it. Simply can't afford it. Just like the same decisions you make in your home, day in and day out. And in these difficult budget times, it is our job as government leaders to prioritize and figure out who needs our help the most. And those are the people that are the most vulnerable. And it is not the people we're addressing today. It is not the people we addressed 2 weeks ago. It will not be the people that we address next week. And that is the whole problem. He's correct. This problem didn't occur today. 2 years ago, when we had a golden opportunity, no matter how much money was saved, we all know it was nowhere near the structural change that needed to be made in fringe benefits, etc. Nowhere near. We wouldn't have to make the decision on whether those people upstairs can figure out how their disabled children are taken care of, how their disabled adults will ever be able to take care of themselves when their parents are gone. Those are decisions we shouldn't have to make. But those are decisions we've been put in the corner to have to make. It shouldn't be contracts for lawyers with 15% and more wage increases versus disabled, versus elderly, versus children, versus taking money out of your pocket every day. But those are the choices that you have forced us to make. We have gotten our priorities straight. You all have to do the same. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.